For all you anime watching idiots, we're gonna wait for 10 more seconds for you to leave because, truth be told, you have terrible attention spans. You won't be able to finish this video. So, just gonna wait 10 seconds so the people that are serious about this topic get to watch it and you don't need to waste your time. I left school in 8th standard. I've never gone to tuition. I've taken a gap year after 12th. I have tried to sell multi-million dollar properties in Mumbai when I was 17 years old. I've tried to run 6 businesses at once, one time. I have lived alone, moving out of my parents' home and essentially not taking any money from them. And I've spent lakhs of rupees on things I couldn't afford just because I was bored. So I wanna ask you right now, like, have you ever like done any of the things that I just mentioned right now? Because we all have heard, right? Like high risk, high return. Like we all know, like, oh, high risk, high return, this and that. Like the more risk you take, you should take risk to progress, etc., etc. But genuinely ask yourself, how often do you take risks in any domain? Like, it's fine. Like it could literally be anything. It doesn't have to be business. But when was the last time you took risk? It could be as simple as, you jumping in an ocean where you know it was like super deep and you could have died. That's one example. That's perfectly fine. But most of you don't even take risks, bro. Like I don't know anybody my age that has taken as much risk as me. Bro, there's so many more things I didn't even include in that list in the start, bro. Let's say I've slept on a mountain alone. Just think of a mountain that, like, if you're standing at the base of it, you have to look up at like this height and then it's up there. And on top, it's like just like this. And then on top, there's like this much area. To climb it, it's like this steep. And then I almost like died like on the ascent because it was literally a vertical drop. I've gone on that mountain and I slept there for a night alone. Just imagine yourself on a mountain that tall and you have no blanket. It's 10 degrees Celsius or 15 degrees Celsius, winds at 20 kilometers per hour. You don't have a blanket. You don't have your phone even. There's no way to go down because you can't actually see anything. I was dumb enough to go there without my glasses, so I couldn't even like see anything. So even if I wanted to go down in an emergency situation, I couldn't basically. So that's like something only I could do, and I don't think, truth be told, like honestly, like none of you could have done that. And like I didn't do it because to prove a point. I was just going there like for a hike. Like I went in the afternoon and I'm like, okay, this feels like a good place. Should I like stay here like tonight? Like and my inner voice won basically, and it said, yeah, you should sleep here tonight. Like so, most of us like anyways have this inner voice that tells you to take risk all the time, right? You know the right thing to do, but you don't do it because you get scared of like the consequences and all. In this particular situation, like I did not care about the consequences. Like my voice telling me to take the risk basically won, and that's why I managed to do it, bro. I can give you so many other examples, bro, like of where all you have to take a risk. Like let's say in business right now, like right now I have 4 people basically like working for me, like in a freelance situation, or yeah, like all of them are in a freelance, and yeah, it's like a freelance stuff. You could basically say like 4 people working for me, like in freelance, across my businesses, so for YouTube and my other business. So I am having a problem right now where basically like I haven't been able to get results for this one particular client, and I basically like at this current situation I'm not gonna get like money from them because I've literally gotten them no results. But I have decided to make the choice to hire, like continue like paying my employees doing his work, my client's work, even though I'm not getting money. So like it's risky for me because if it doesn't work, essentially my money is wasted and my effort, time, everything is wasted. So you understand, like everywhere you're gonna have to take risk. And the problem with you guys is like you've never taken like risk. And when you're young is the best time to take risk. Why? Because bro, you have no responsibilities. And I'm a bit of a psycho, I agree. Even if I would have had children, even if I would have had a family, everything, I would still be taking these kinds of risks. Now my parents might say, "Oh, but no, oh, you'll understand when you actually become a parent. It's easy to say it right now." No, man. Just watch me, bro. Just watch me in like 5 years when I have a few children, bro. Like I will be this same exact psychopath. Like I would not care because like like because I know it'll never get that serious. Do you understand? You'll be surprised with how much you can get away with. What I'm trying to say is like you could think of like any risk you want to take right now, which you haven't been taking right now. Worst thing that can happen is that you're gonna die. Is that risk like of death actually there in any of the risks that you want to take? No, right? It's impossible to die literally with 99% of the risks that you want to take, but you haven't been taking. So you could say, yes, I could have died on the mountain. Maybe some leopard came and ate me up. It was a full like jungle area, nothing, nobody near anywhere. Full jungle area. Like, yeah, you could have said like there was a slight chance of death, genuinely. But if you're not like gonna play with death like that, basically nothing can like touch you. I always like to urge you guys with the like example of like if you don't take the risk right now, what are you gonna tell your son? Like how are you gonna look him in the eyes and say like I was a loser, I didn't take risk, I was an absolute bitch, bro. So personally, like I have many motivations that allow me to take so many risks, and I urge you to find your own as well, because if you don't take risk, you'll essentially be like everybody else. I have purposefully taken actions that nobody takes just for a more dynamic life. I would purposefully put myself in difficult situations that I know will harm me just for the story. So I'm a bit crazy like that. I could tell you much more which I can't say on YouTube. Like I've done crazier stuff. Like you won't believe. Like sometimes I'm genuinely like a bit like loose in the head in terms of taking this. I don't feel like there is consequences for anything. I'm only scared of one thing right now, which is the only thing which I will confess to. The only thing I'm scared of right now is cold approaching girls. Not cold approaching guys and everybody else. I could cold approach girls as well, but like with a romantic intent. That is something that I'm still very scared of. So, but except that, you tell me to do anything, bro. Try to jump off like a one-story building. I would definitely try it. If you told me like, bro, you'll have to take a scooter and drive it to Kashmir, maybe I would, maybe I would consider it. Maybe I would consider just for the story. Do you understand? Just to tell my son like, oi, bitch, you're crying about like your homework. I spent 15 days on a scooter traveling from Maharashtra to Kashmir. Bro, this is just basically how I'm wired. One more story I want to tell you. When I was in Ahmedabad, like again, like stupid behavior. Like I just thought it would be a good idea to spend every single rupee in my bank account. Every single rupee. Every single rupee. Just trust me on this one. I spent everything on like I basically bought a 5,000 rupee jacket and I bought 5,000 rupee shoes. I just had 10,000 at the time, so I spent it. Basically, I had 3 days of expenses. 3 days, only 3 days. And I challenged myself, listen, if you want to survive, make money in 3 days. And guess what I did? I made the money in 3 days. It's all on a vlog, by the way. I've vlogged this. So I'm going to have the picture of the vlog for you guys right now. Go watch that vlog if you actually want to see this. I'm not lying to you. I actually spent all my money. I had 300, 400, 500 rupees just for travel and food for a few days. Apart from that, bro, I was stranded and I had to like essentially work extra hard just to like get money like before from like a freelance project. That was crazy. But let's listen, bro. It all comes down to risk, bro. Like without risk, like that's why I can that's why you're watching this video even, because I'm telling you so many stories that are so interesting. And why those stories even exist? Because my nutcase brain thought of taking those risks. I was gonna spend 5,000 rupees more on like my entire setup. But for the first time, I thought, bro, chill. Just like you don't need to have like additional upgrades to this like setup currently. Like it's just like you're just spending money just because you're bored and only like. But that's how I'm wired basically. Like you like you cannot name a single like wealthy person or successful person that did not take risk. But you know what the funny thing is, for me it doesn't feel like risk. So when somebody like Elon Musk decides that okay, we want a man on Mars by 2050 or 2060, whatever his goal is, I don't know, to the world it seems risky. Like, oh my god, like how can he like even think of putting a man on Mars? Like that's so impossible, that's so risky, like spending this much, these many billions of dollars on this project. But I'm willing to bet you that Elon Musk doesn't think it's risky. He just thinks it's, bro, this is how you're supposed to do it, like this is what you're supposed to do. I know it sounds crazy, but like all of these things that I mentioned, right? Like leaving college, moving out of my parents' house, like spending 50 rupees a day, like on food, like eating once a day, like spending all my cash, like, bro, sleeping on a mountain, bro, everything I mentioned to you, in my mind, it wasn't risky. I'll be dead serious with you. In my mind, it was like a day in the life. That's how I want my daily life to be. For, as I said, what would be risky for me would be to like cold approach a girl, for example. But everything else, essentially, it does not come onto my risk radar like it does for you. Like I'm getting lots of comments recently. Okay, Arey, what do I do in this situation? What do I do in that situation? Like for me, it's like the answers are common sense, but you think it's risky. So again, like I might have a competitive advantage over you if I do not perceive risk as risk. I know it's defined as risk, like, but I don't feel it as risky. Does that make sense? But anyways, you wanna absolutely forget about your dreams and like crazy ambitions if you are not willing to take risk. Now I'm not gonna tell you what risk to take. You will know intrinsically. And essentially you wanna get to the point where taking like risks is a daily thing. And it's like a thing where you don't even think about it, bro. Bro, how do I explain? I guess you guys have to like really live with me to understand like how like my brain operates, because it's like for the outside person it's just like I live like a reckless person, but no, it's like literally like it's normal. Like this is how you're supposed to live. This is how you're supposed to act, like in a risky way. Like I would be the kind of person who would, as I said, cycle like if you tell me scooter to Kashmir, I would maybe consider it like and actually do it. If you gave me like 5 lakh rupees, 10 no 5 lakhs too low, maybe 10 lakh rupees, I would do it 100%, 100%. So that's the difference between me and you essentially. Like, and good job if you actually feel the same way and like you've been taking risks all your life essentially. I had one guy, he said he left his home when he was when he's quite young, like he was 15 or something, 14 or 15. Like for that guy, it wasn't risky moving out. Sure, he was scared, but it was the right thing to do. It was like you're supposed to do this. Like I guarantee you it wasn't a risk in his mind. It was just scary. I'm not saying it's not scary. I'm just saying like it's not risk. So you do it like anyways. Climbing the mountain and sleeping there, shit scared. I was damn scared. Like I would hear like dogs, like you know how they do that, bro. At night I would hear that. I want to shit my pants, bro. I would hear like, bro, I'm shivering right now. I still remember that night vividly. I would hear noises that aren't even real, bro. Oh my god, bro. Imagine. And you can't do anything. You just have to sit there in the cold, bro. It was freezing cold, bro. if you want to speak to me about this topic or just want some ideas on how like you can take risk, just send me a DM on Instagram. Like I reply to all my messages practically. Unless you're not a weirdo, I'll message, like I'll reply back. That's it, guys. Take as many risks as you can when you're young, bro. Like, because this time won't come again. Like, I'm the type of person to take risks for the rest of my life. But most of you guys will only be able to take risks in your younger years when you have no responsibility. Because once you have responsibility, you will be scared to take risk. But like for people like me, I will never be scared of taking risk, even if I have a family or this and that or whatever else, bro. If someone has like, even if someone has blackmailed, like if someone has like kidnapped my son, okay, I'm creating hypothetical situations that aren't even real. Basically, like take risk, guys. Take it young, and like yeah, take care, guys. If you like the video, just like it, and see you in the next one.